Okay, before you hit dislike on this video simply because you saw the title, let me start with this. I used to be anti-dub. I remember what it felt like to have this viewpoint, and I know that this topic is very divisive. It is not my intention to bash subbed anime or glorify dubbed anime, but it is my intention to shatter some of the myths around subbed and dubbed anime. Myths that I used to believe, and that I'm sure lots of people on both sides of the debate still do believe. So with that in mind, let's get started and go on our journey of learning about—
Hi, kutabare, konnichiwa, Teen Sara here, and I'm gonna tell you why dubbed anime sucks.
and I'll tell you why she's wrong.
Baka, what the jigoku do you know anyway? You're not a true fan.
I learned Japanese and became an anime and game translator because I'm a fan of Japanese.
Whatever, I'll bet you can't even recite Sailor Moon's original speech in Japanese. Aito no seiraku bishoujo senshin.
It started already.
Tsuki ni kawatte.
Fucking weeb.
What's a weeb?
Oh, right, that slur didn't exist in the 90s.
Oh, a slur, huh?
So we're name-calling already. That's mature. Okay. We're gonna get nowhere if we just call each other names and don't listen to each other. Now I'll let you start. What's the main thing that you hate about dubbed anime?
Well, that's easy. Dubs butcher the original script, over-Americanize the dialogue, flat out change lines, and make everything lame and cliche.
How do you know that? You've only taken like 1 year of high school Japanese.
It just sounds so un-Japanese. See for yourself.
On behalf of the moon, I shall right wrongs and triumph over evil, and that means you.
Okay, fair enough. There is some bad English writing sometimes. But sometimes the Japanese writing is also bad.
Prove it!
Sadly, I can't. Exactly. You can't tell if the prose of any piece of writing is lame or cliche unless you understand it in its original language. A line or an idiom is never inherently cliche. It's cliche because you've heard it 1,000 times. Take, for example, someone expressing romantic love. How do you feel when a man says, "You complete me"? Ew, cliche. Good. Now what are your thoughts on "Kimi o mamoru"? So romantic. No, it's horribly cliche Japanese. You just don't realize it because you didn't grow up with the language and you're not fluent in it. So hearing the phrase "Kimi o mamoru" or "I'll protect you" doesn't trigger your gag reflex. But trust me, learn Japanese, read enough shoujo manga, listen to enough J-pop, and you will come to loathe the phrase. Wait, so the original Japanese dialogue is also filled with cliches and bad writing? Not always, but yes. Lots of good things are riddled with cliches. They're very difficult to escape since language has been around for so long. Also, the older you get, the more cliche everything is going to sound to you. It's inevitable. That sucks. But at least I won't recognize these cliches if I watched anime that's subtitled literally. Touché. And that is a valid reason for preferring subs over dubs. It's the same reason that I prefer listening to music in languages that are not in English. Just realize that the writing in the Japanese script is not necessarily better than it is in the dub script. You just simply can't recognize its flaws because it's not in your native tongue. Okay, well, I'm still sorta right on that point. So we're still tied 1-1 right now. Not trying to win an argument, just trying to open your eyes to the flaws in your argument. Now, what is something else you hate about dubs?
それはもちろん.
The bad voices.
Japanese seiyuu-san tachi have so much better voices.
Says the girl who couldn't stand Japanese Usagi's voice the first time she heard it.
It grew on me.
Because you gave it a chance and watched like 50 episodes of it until her voice sank in. Which is exactly my point. You think the dub voices suck because you heard the Japanese voices first, and those left a strong impression on you. So, can I jump in here? Oh, hi Mango Takusera.
Who the jigoku is she?
I'm you a couple years in the future, after your year in Japan and falling in love with manga. You see, this whole original Japanese voices are better than American voices argument misses the point entirely. A lot of anime started out as manga, where the characters had no voices. And fans of these manga series often disapprove of the voices of their beloved characters once they become an anime.
You mean you started hating Japanese seiyuu?
Oh, totally! I hated how old Katsuki Masako sounded as Kitajima Maya in Glass Mask. I didn't like that Yuki from Fruits Basket was voiced by Hisakawa Aya because she's a woman. You know how up in arms fans of book series get when movies come out and they think that those characters are miscast? Believe me, once your brain has gotten used to a character sounding a certain way, even if it's just in your head, any voice that sounds different will bother you. Not because the voice is bad, but just because it's different.
Well, okay, maybe the voices themselves aren't always the best fit for the characters, but at least the Japanese voice actors are better than their Western counterparts. Dub voice actors over-exaggerate everything.
Also false. Well, actually, it's true. Western voice actors do tend to over-exaggerate everything.
But it's not because they're bad actors.
That's just the nature of voice acting. It's over-exaggerated or heightened. Match the heightened sort of characters that animation creates. And Japanese voice actors over-exaggerate things too, by the way. It's just not as clear to you because you don't understand the language. Oh, I think it's still pretty clear.
Well, that's just the charm of anime.
And that's just the charm of animation in general. Heightened, larger-than-life characters and stories. It happens in every language. It's just not as obvious, or as potentially off-putting, when it's in a language that isn't your own.
Okay. All you've basically proven is that Japanese voices and scripts can suck too. So why are dubs better?
Glad you asked. For one, you get to enjoy the animation more without having to constantly look up and down on the screen to read the subtitles. Secondly, you can have it on in the background while you're doing something else. Third, a good dub voice actor can bring out the tonal nuances in language that cannot be captured in subtitles. This creates a better emotional connection with the characters and the story. Fourth, since most characters' mouths don't form syllables of words and simply open and close like this, dubbing in other languages is seamless. Fifth, dubbed anime is more accessible to non-anime otaku who might otherwise—
Screw non-anime otaku. I want anime to be for true fans.
Were you always a true fan? How did you first become a fan of anime, by the way?
I saw a dubbed episode of Sailor Moon on TV. And I thought it was stupid because it's a dub.
Yes, the DIC dub wasn't great, but it was good enough to keep you coming back until you became a fan of the dub.
Hey, I didn't know any better.
And in many ways, you still don't know better. You're enamored with the Japanese language and the voices because they're exotic, exciting, and new to you. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can and should like what you like. Just don't write off dubbed anime and belittle those who like it without learning some facts first and looking at it from their perspective.
Bravo! Bravo! My, it is interesting to see how I've grown over the years.
Who the Jigoku are you?
I am future Sara. I'm a dub anime voice actress.
Ooh, when did that happen? As in dubs? Ew. I mean, your hair's kind of gray. Did it happen so—
Subtitle everything like super good.
So you can subtitle anime and bring— Then again, it's always look young for me. Well, this,
And I bet in the future they have like super subtitles it into people's
Then again, I've always looked young for my age. She's
brains or the retina.
hair like that. I have no idea. Young for my age.
You're doing the bottom when you're doing it.
Hey y'all, thanks for watching my video about anime subs versus dubs. There's so much more that I could have covered, reasons why I like subs, reasons why I like dubs, the pros and cons of each, and maybe I'll make another video later further detailing those things. For now, if you have any thoughts on subs or dubs, if you hate subs, if you hate dubs, let me know in the comments and we can all have a nice lovely comment war together. Also, I have a Facebook page now, you can like that and learn more about what it's like to be a stay-at-home Japanese translator in my pajamas. Bye bye!